In this video, I want to look at creating an outline in an Excel spreadsheet. And so there are a couple of places where Excel creates an outline, and one of them is when you use the subtotal command, which we did in this chapter. Another happens when you use the consolidate command, which we've done in a previous chapter, or also when you create a scenario summary. Outline groups, as you'll see in a few minutes, are a way of summarizing data that's arranged in a list. And an outline can show, when you have the material arranged in an outline, you can show the level of detail that you want. In other words, I could show everything. I could show just the subtotals. I could just show the grand totals, as you'll see in a minute. So to start out with, on the dollars collected worksheet, you'll recall that I added subtotals to this and grand totals. So now I'm going to go ahead and create an outline, and because I use subtotals and grand totals, I've got this worksheet set up so that I can automatically apply an outline to it. So I'm going to go to the Data tab, to the Outline group, and I'm going to go ahead and click the down arrow under the Group command. And I'm going to choose Auto Outline. So you can see the outline has been created, and this should look somewhat familiar from using the subtotal command and from doing scenario summaries. So each one of these numbers represents an outline level for rows or columns. So if I click the first outline level for the rows, I see the grand totals for the months. If I click number 2, then I'm seeing more detail. Number 3, yet more detail. And number 4, a little more detail. Similarly, if I click for the columns, level 1, I see the suburb totals only, or level 2, I'm seeing the quarterly totals as well, or number 3, I see everything. So that's an auto outline. I'm going to switch to a worksheet that I just set up, and I'm going to do a manual outline. So one of the things I need to do before I create the manual outline is I need to sort the list by the component in the list that I want to create groups with. So what I want to do is create groups with the state and province names. And I've already done the sort. So all of the California addresses, for example, are grouped together, all of the Connecticut addresses, and so forth. So the first thing I'm going to do to start my outline is I'm going to click on the row 5 row heading, and I'm going to insert a row. I have to insert breaks between each group, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a few more breaks so you get the general idea. I'm not going to do the whole table, it'll take too long, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing just by doing a few of these. Okay, so I think we've got enough little groupings here to demonstrate how to do a manual outline. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first group, which is actually only one record, the Alberta people. I'm going to go back to my Data tab, back to the outline group, back to the group command, and I'm going to choose group. And when I did that, you'll notice that it added an outline level here. So I'm going to do that for the British Columbia addresses. And then I would do it for the California addresses. And this time I'm going to use the command Control and Y, which repeats what I just did. Okay. So to complete my manual outline, I would go ahead and insert breaks between the rest of the groupings, and then group each of the sets of records that go with Massachusetts, with Indiana, with New Jersey, Michigan, New York, and so forth. And that is how you can create an outline either automatically or manually.